In this episode, we're going to be covering the top 3 single pilot jets for 2023. But before we delve straight into that subject, I encourage you to do 2 things. Number 1, get yourself a copy of the Quantum Economy, my latest book. Lots of information in here about private aviation, about the business of the future, and how the private jet is and will be playing a key pivotal role in building a business faster than anybody else to bring you into the quantum economy. Also, click on the link below to subscribe to my newsletter, Biz Aviation World, where I talk about the news that's going on at the moment, and also inside there are some special information regarding off-market aircraft that are for sale, or off-market aircraft that are available for lease, and I put that in the newsletter. So if you're subscribed, you'll get this. And then if you want to do a one-to-one, you can send me an email and we'll get on a call and see what I can do for you here at Biz Jet TV. Now, let's get into the 3 airplanes we're going to be talking about today. The first one, single pilot aircraft, is the Phenom 300E, built by Embraer, a Brazilian company, but they manufacture these in the United States as well as Brazil. This is an interesting airplane. It's the most sold airplane, private jet. It's also a derivative of the Phenom 100, which is the shorter version. This airplane has a 2,000 nautical mile range, which is good because that means if you are located in the center of the United States, you can pretty much get to anywhere in the US with this airplane. It carries 9 passengers. It's got a flush toilet. Price point, $9.5 million to get one new. You can get them on the pre-owned market as well. And the operating costs around about $3,500 an hour. So overall, interesting airplane for you there, built by Embraer. Second aircraft is the Hondajet. This is an interesting one. Took 10 years to make the first Hondajet, finally out there. It's doing very well. Number of people I've interviewed here on Biz Jet TV that own and operate and fly their own Hondajet. They speak highly of the airplane. They say it's a great airplane. It's very easy to fly, thanks also to the Garmin avionics. Garmin avionics used also on the Phenom 300. This has a shorter range. It's 1,430 nautical miles, and price point $5.4 million, and operating cost on this one is $2,500 an hour. Now keep an eye on the Hondajet, because Honda is now developing the Hondajet 2600, which is going to be a longer version of this one with more range, 2,600 nautical mile range. So you can do coast to coast, almost get over the pond of the Atlantic Ocean with this. And it'll be flown single pilot. It's going to be interesting because it's going to be the single pilot jet with the longest range. So we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, this is not going to be available straight away. They're going to have to build the prototype, do the test flights, and get this thing certified. So probably going to hit the market around about 2025 to 2026. But certainly one to keep your eye on, and interesting airplane. And the third airplane, last but not least, built by Pilatus, and this is taking inspiration from the PC-12, which is their single-engine turboprop. This is the Pilatus PC-24. Interesting, versatile jet, 1,800 nautical mile range, so less than the Phenom 300. But this has a cargo door on it, and it also has short takeoff and landing capability, and lands on unpaved runways. So if you calculate that in America there are about 5,000 paved runways, if we now bring into the equation the unpaved runways, we're talking about over 10,000 landing strips throughout America this thing can land on, so, and take off from. So this is interesting because it gives you a lot more options, and with the cargo door you can put cargo in and out. So this is very, very versatile. Price point is higher than the other jets we talked about, between $10 to $11 million for a new one, depending on how you spec it out. It also has a flush toilet, which comes in handy, and the operating cost on this is 3,000 nautical miles. $3,000 an hour. Now, interesting thing about this one, it has a Honeywell suite for the avionics, so this avionics are a bit more elaborate to use than the Garmin avionics, but with good training you can get your head around it, and it will work. Now, out of the 3, which is the best jet? Well, that's not for me to answer that question, because that depends on your circumstances, which is why if you're watching this and you're kind of debating which jet should I go for, I encourage you to ping me an email. We'll get you on a one-to-one call, and we'll talk more about your needs and see which is the best fit for you. Now, again, before we end the video, get yourself a copy of the Quantum Economy by clicking on the link below. Also subscribe to the newsletter, Biz Aviation World, by clicking on the link below. Subscribe to Biz Jet TV. Give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your comments on this video. And check out the bonus airplane, which is the Cirrus Vision Jet. This is a single engine jet. It's got a special button on it where you can press and the airplane will land on its own. If the pilot does pass out, it has this feature, which is also now in the Hondajet Elite 2 as well. So check out this video we did a while back about the Cirrus Vision Jet. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli here on Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.